It is the All-American, the former UFC champ, and the all-time great in Chris Weidman. Of course, earlier this year, he had made the decision that he was going to walk away from fighting, but he's not walking away from competing. He will be back on Friday, May 23rd, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City at FURY Professional Grappling 13. Will face Pat Downey. And Chris, I guess talk to you about how it feels to be getting back ready for competition again. I know you had teased maybe making a return to MMA. That's not happened, but you are returning in submission grappling.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Grappling is something I've always had a passion for, coming from a wrestling background. And then I got really into jiu-jitsu when I first started training for MMA. And I did a few competitions with that. And then, fighting in MMA, and then my UFC career just kind of really took over. So I wasn't able to compete in grappling for so many years. And it's fun now that I retired from the UFC. And I thought I was done fighting completely, and then the GFL called. I was going to be doing that. Then I was training for Rockhold, and then I got the call when that thing started kind of fizzing out, and it looked like that wasn't going to happen. I ended up kind of getting a message about doing a grappling match, and I think Pat Downey's a great opponent. He's it's a tough matchup, really good wrestler with great jiu-jitsu skills, who's been on the grappling circuit for the last few years and doing really well. So I think it's a fun way for me to test myself and for me to stay in shape and stay engaged in the MMA space.
I love it. Like you said, briefly you decided you were going to walk away from fighting, and the GFL opportunity came along, but did you always kind of know that you would still keep competing? I mean, did you know, hey, I'll return to my grappling roots even if I don't end up fighting again?
A part of me always kind of said I'd do grappling afterwards, but you never know how the body holds up and what else I'm going to be doing. At the end of the day, I got to pay the bills. I got to take care of the family, and right now I don't have anything going that is taking all my time as far as a business venture. So it's a good time for me to still have fun and still compete, because I just love competing. I've been a competitor for all my life, so that's going to be a hard one to let go of. And to have the opportunity to do grappling later in my career is a great way for me to kind of have that get that scratch itched.
Yeah,
that itch scratched. Yeah, I knew I said it backwards. I didn't think about that.
Oh, good. You touched on it. I mean, you've had you've had a lifetime of preparation for this, right? I mean, you're a BJJ black belt. You're a former Division I All-American wrestler. I mean, like you said, you've grappled your whole life. But I mean, is training still a big part of your daily routine? Like, are you in the gym every day? Is this still something that you do, or do you have to kind of pick it back up with this thing lined up?
I'm in the gym most days. I wouldn't say every day. I'm in the gym. Honestly, I probably at least 4 days a week is pretty much where I'm at. With this coming up, I'm at 5 days a week. It's not as fully encompassing like getting ready for a MMA fight. It's perfect for me right now. It's fun.
I love it, man. Well, like you said, you matched up with Pat Downey. You kind of laid out the credentials. It's funny because Pat is a guy that doesn't mind stirring the pot a little bit, maybe trash talking a little bit, having some fun. But I spoke with him, and he's like, what am I going to say about Chris Weidman? Like, the dude's a legend, and I'm a fan. So what did you think about him when you got matched up with him? Were you familiar with him? And what do you think about the fact that he respects you enough that he's like, I guess I got to leave the antics aside for this one?
I want him to know, don't worry, he could do all the antics he wants. It's all good. I got really thick skin. He's not going to bother me. It's all love, and it's part of the game. So I want him to know I'm not going to be mad at him if he wants to talk some trash about me. He can find some things to say about me. He's fine. I don't care. It's cool that he's being really respectful. I know he's a real character. He's got a cool personality. He can back it up. So it's a fun matchup. I've watched him for years. I'm a wrestling fan. Come from a wrestling background, so I watched him when he got on the world team, and he was he did some really really great things in the wrestling world. I think especially in freestyle, and so it's cool for me to be going against him as well. I think it's fun. It's not like a no name guy. for me at all.
Yeah, no question about it. It's funny, right? Because, obviously knocking out Anderson Silva, that's forever going to be associated with you. That's the highlight that people will instantly think about. But, 2 of your first 3 wins were submissions in the UFC. You beat Damian Maia as well. So, when you think of yourself as a mixed martial artist, did you always consider yourself a grappler first, or did you, kind of evolve into being a striker first?
No, I was definitely a grappler first. I did the Abu Dhabis, and I did the Abu Dhabi trials. I won those, and I did the Abu Dhabis in 2009. I got to go into overtime with Andre Galvao. All this, I believe I was a blue belt. So I always, early on, I ended up having a real strong confidence in my grappling game. Not just the wrestling, but the jiu-jitsu aspect as well. I really fell in love with jiu-jitsu quick. And in all my fights, I felt like the grappling was probably always my biggest asset. But going into a fight, you can't just, it's hard to take guys down. You can't just think, oh, I'm gonna, be able to take this guy down so easy and just have my way with him. These guys are fighting for their lives. Everyone's putting a lot of work into getting better and better with stopping takedowns and stopping submissions. So it's way easier said than done when you're inside of a fight to just take someone down and submit them. But yeah, that's definitely my bread and butter would be grappling.
I love it. You said it, obviously the wrestling credentials, Pat admits he's kind of new to the submission grappling, jiu-jitsu world, that sort of thing. Do you feel like the key to this matchup is how it plays out when you guys are neutral, or do you feel like if you have to work from your back, you can be successful there, or is it like, this is wrestler versus wrestler and I need to get the dominant spot?
No, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you see me sitting guard. I think, especially with like no shirts and everything like that, it's very slippery out there. A lot of time you see guys just hand fighting and becomes almost like a stalemate on the feet. And I really don't want to have like a boring match. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see me hit the guard button out of nowhere to see how comfortable he is on the ground, because I've been working off my back since 2008. I love grappling off my back, and obviously top is always better. But I love all aspects of it. So if I think that may be an advantage for me, for sure.
I love it. Maybe a couple surprises in store for us on that night. We look forward to. Do you know? Have you decided who's going to corner you? Do you know who's going to be with you on the night?
So yeah, Vellante is going to be coming out. He's driving up. He'll be with me. John Vellante. I know some newer fans might not know who that is, but he was in the UFC for a really long time. My main training partner. He's a clown. So he'll be there. Jeff Jimmo. When I moved down to South Carolina, he has the gym in Belmont. It's called Jimmo. He'll be there as well. So he'll be in my corner. Joe Selecki trains with us, so he's preparing for the same event. He's going against is it Pat Sabatini that same night? So that's correct. He'll be there. My buddy Sam Van Wynen, this guy I've been training with for a while, he'll be there. So we got a little crew that will come out and be supportive. One thing with me is when I did the Abu Dhabis in 2009, I did not know the rules at all, and I put no energy into knowing them. I was like, I'm just going to break everybody. I don't care what their credentials are. I didn't do any watching tape and everything, and I don't regret not watching tape, because I didn't put anybody on a pedestal, which I think was important. But I didn't know the rules, and that was one thing that bothered me. So the Andre Galvao, with that match, it was a really fun match if you go back and watch it. I was constantly attacking submissions the whole time and trying to break them. And then we ended up going to overtime. And in overtime, the rules were that if we stay standing, we start standing, and a takedown would win it. But if he sits down, I can make them stand him back up, right? But as soon as he went down to like his hands and knees, I just jumped on and kept choking him and stuff and trying to take his back. And then next thing I know, because he went down, I followed him down. It doesn't count as a takedown. So like things like that, if I would have just known that it came down to a takedown, I would think I have enough confidence to think that like I had the ability to take him down, and I would have won that match, as opposed to me just going down and looking for submissions, not understanding those rules. So this time I'm going to actually know the rules, and because I know that could get you in trouble. I think in jiu-jitsu it's pretty important to know the rules. You know, MMA is like, all right, go kick this guy's ass. You got to know if, you know, how it works with the, like if your hands are down and, you know, kneeing in the head, really, like things like that's about it. You just got to know if you can knee the guy in the head and when, you know. Jiu-jitsu is a little bit more complicated with the rules, and every promotion is a little bit different. So I will know the rules going into this one, and I won't let that be a factor because I've had that happen before.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing John Vellante. It's been a few years since I've seen him as well, so it'll be great to see him out there. And I think you'll like the rule set. You'll be excited for it. So, listen, I think people are excited to see you, man. Obviously, Chris, you're a fan favorite.
I'm sorry. Are you commentating? Are you there?
No, go ahead. No, yeah.
Are you
it'll be
commentating?
myself and Dean Thomas will be commentating. Yeah, it'll be me and Dean Thomas.
Dean Thomas, bro, he hates me. I take all of his positions on the analyst work. He's gonna hate me. He's gonna talk trash.
Well, there's something for people to tune into. They'll understand his motivated bias.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing. I bust his balls because the weigh-in show. I'm always on the weigh-in show, and he wants the weigh-in show, and we have like a little thing back and forth with that. But no, Dean's the man. That's gonna be fun. I didn't know you guys were doing that.
Yeah, it'll be a great time, man. It's always been a fun show. This will be our first one in Atlantic City, so the other ones have been in Philadelphia, so it should be a lot of fun. So I was just going to say, listen, Chris, you're a fan favorite, man. You always have been. I know people are excited to see you in action, whether it be MMA, whether it be grappling. I know they want to see you. So what can they expect from this? You know, we followed your UFC career for a long time. Maybe people didn't see your grappling days at Abu Dhabi or even your Division I, run as a wrestler. So what can they expect to see out of this matchup?
I don't know. Well, I'm going to bring it. Maybe I get thrown around. Maybe I throw him around. I'm very curious. I'm very open-minded to the results, but I'm going to give 100% effort, and we'll see where I'm at. You know, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun one for the fans. I think we're going to have fun out there. I know he likes to throw people. I like to throw people too. So if we end up being in those type of positions, that should be fun. Whether he throws me or I throw him, it should be fun. And I'm excited about the whole thing.
Should be a lot of fun, man. It's Friday, May the 23rd at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City. It'll be live on UFC Fight Pass if you can't make it down, but tickets are available right now. Chris, appreciate the time and definitely looking forward to this one.
I appreciate it. Take care, buddy.